Oh, hello, bookworms. I'm recording with a webcam, which is really weird and probably looks really horrible and grainy. But anyway, the video you're about to watch is something I recorded a couple weeks ago, and I just never uploaded it. Now you're getting to see it for the first time. I'm mostly doing this to give me time to work on a larger project, which I couldn't even film because of New Year's and Christmas and hanging out with family and friends and things like that. So, this next week's upload, stay tuned for that. I'm gonna be filming literally all day. It's I'm gonna be filming literally all day on that. As soon as I wake up until like past my like I'm probably gonna be working on it for 24 hours straight. Stay tuned for that. So here's this. This is a book tour of every single edition of every book that I've written. Enjoy.
This is going to be a short little video, but I thought I'd give you a little book tour. Ew, look, got a big old cut on my finger. Give you a little look at all the different editions of my books that I have. So, oh, and some other random things. So this is a postcard, except it was used for like promoting my very first book signing, which was in 2019 for Infantry Soldier. Haven't used up all of these because I haven't had a book signing for just Infantry Soldier in so long because I have so many other books. And not all my books are even here. Some of them aren't. Here's some bookends for when I'm at sales. Sometimes use those. Here's one of my newest books, J.P. Biddlecombe's Classic Works. It is paperback, and there's even here's the proof copy of it, and here's the hardback proof copy of it. They look very similar, the hardback and the paperback. The interior looks almost exactly the same. The only difference is the gutter size, because the minimum gutter size for a hardback is different than the minimum for the paperback. So we have ordinary copy. This is what you'd get if you bought it off Amazon, and these two are both proof copies. The hardback that you'd get if you bought it off Amazon looks similar to this, but it's basically this, but without the gray bar. Next, we have Big Noise. There is a newer edition of it. I'll put a image on the screen of the new version of this. It's basically this, except it has some white text up here that says that it won an award. So this is the second edition, second time I printed it. The first edition we'll get to pretty soon. Here we have Volume 1, which it hasn't really changed at all. Has award-winning author Big Noise at the top. Now Volume 2, I don't have a copy here with me, but I will put an image on the screen about right here. I'll put it right here above my finger. Yeah. So, short stories and poetry, Volume 2 is slightly different. It's got more blues in it. It's the sequel to Volume 1. They are both collections of short stories and poetry. Now we're getting to Red on White. Now here's a misprint. There's supposed to be a wolf there, Somehow, Amazon misprinted it, so it's all solid white. I don't know how the heck they managed to do that, but I am very not happy about that. I'll show you what it actually is supposed to look like. This is a good printing of it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and make more contrast between the wolf and the background, so that this doesn't happen in the future. Because I would hate it if someone bought a copy of this on paperback and expected this and got that. That would just it makes me really mad that somehow Amazon made that mistake. So I'm gonna have to go in and add more contrast, maybe make the background a different color, in hopes that that won't happen ever again. Here's another edition of Big Noise. This might be the first edition. I definitely have a first edition somewhere, but you can tell the difference is the main title text. There is also a difference in the ending, I think? No. The ending is the same. I think there was a really early edition where the ending was different that I actually published, and there's only like a couple copies of it. Some random bags. So here are the very first editions. I will unwrap these at the end of the video, so wait, we'll set those aside. Those are special. Here's more old copies of Big Noise that I haven't sold. That's just a display copy of that same edition. Volume 1, nothing special. This is an earlier edition printing of Red on White. The only difference is it does not have the metal on it. There was... So this one has this metal for winning the Reader's Choice Awards. This one doesn't. There was also an intermediary between these two where it had the 5-star Reader Views metal on it, which I'll put it right here on your screen. Yeah. Moving on, we have Old Man. This is not the current edition. The current edition also has little small white text up there. So I'll put the new edition to the right of this one on your screen. This one, the spine was too thin, so Amazon wouldn't let me put a spine text, but nowadays I know a way around it, which I'm going to have to update the newer one again probably with some spine text and stuff like that. And here we have Infantry Soldier. Yeah. Moving on. Here's an older printing of Red on White. This is the second printing. Notice that it's white on the back and the spine. The first edition had black on the back and the spine. Talking about that, here is the first edition of Red on White. It has a black spine and black on the back. That's the first edition. You have another copy of Infantry Soldier. Nothing special about that one. Here we have the hard copy. The hardback, I mean, of Red on White. This is the smallest trim size that Amazon would allow for a hardback, so it's chunky. It's got my old profile picture author image on the back. Has a short bio. This is just needs more margin on the sides, but yeah, that's the hardback. Here is the old Big Noise hardback. That's the old one. The new one looks different, and it's the same trim size as that one. I'll put an image to the right. This one is slightly different, as you can see. Again, it has my image there. The spacings look weird around the edges. That's my my bio on the back. Yeah. Also, the hardback includes a short story, I think, which the paperback does not include. Yes. It includes the short story On the Road, which is a short story which is also included in Volume 1. Now, we got through all those, and that is something we do not talk about. We just don't. We do not talk about it. Here is another one. This is the only one that I missed, I'm pretty sure. A Grown in a Wasteland. This is the first edition. There's only 2 copies of this that exist. I changed every single name in this book since this edition. Every single character name has been changed. Most of the scenes have been rewritten since this edition. A lot of scenes were added. A lot of development was added. This is a potato plant that I painted. It's in a little mound. There's the back. And it is a novel. Woo. Yeah. So this edition was about 60,000 words. The new edition is like 86,000 words. Yeah, so it grew by like 20,000 words since this edition. That one is one of the next projects. Now for my current projects. I was just telling you about A Grown in a Wasteland. Here is a SketchUp of the concept for the new cover. This takes inspiration from themes that are most common in young adult dystopian sci-fi novels. So all caps in the title. The title is going to be either a red, a gold, or a silver color. My name is going to be in bold, more like that, more blocky, but I just didn't want to spend the time to draw it out blocky. That's going to be white. The background is going to be slightly blurred, but it's going to be sand dunes going all the way back until the horizon, about right there in that midline of the the horizon's going to be about there. Then in the foreground is going to be a potato plant, and it's going to feel like a very forced perspective, which is very common in young adult novel covers. And there's going to be a mound, and it's going to fade to black down here. It's going to probably fade to a really dark blue sky up there, like almost like it's nighttime almost. Yeah, so that's the concept art. Well, the very start of a concept art. Next step is like getting things more refined on what is needed, and then from there is actually making the cover and editing the cover over and over till it looks exactly what I want. The next project, the 3-day rule, which if you want to watch me write that, which I've already done, it's all written. If you want to watch me write that, check some of my other videos. Check up in the corner of this video. You'll see a little link pop up right there about now. Yeah, click that link if you want to watch me writing that for the NaNoWriMo challenge. And it is a handwritten manuscript, and I'm currently typing it up. All right, I'm going to open these up. This is the first edition of Old Man. Pretty old. Here we are. Was it proofed? Yeah, this one was proofread. You can see all the edits in there. That's a first edition of Old Man. It looks exactly the same as the other one that I already showed you, except the only difference between this and the newer version is just the text up here that says, like, that one of my other books won an award, basically. Then we have a first edition proofread Big Noise. Open that. This was printed all the way back in 2020, I think, or 2019. Let's see the print date. 2019. 12th of November, 2019. Look, the gloss, like, coating is peeling off. This is old. The only difference between this and that other copy that I showed you that has the same, like, red text without outline is on the spine. There's the title on the spine is red, if you can see it. On the spine on the newer copies, the title is white, not red. Here's another first edition copy of Big Noise, except this one hasn't been opened, hasn't been proofread. It's in perfect condition. I just wrapped it up right after I ordered it back in 2019. Here's another first edition of Old Man, except this one has not been proofread. I'm not going to open it. It's exactly what I already showed you. The only difference is that there's no writing in it. It hasn't been opened. The spine is nice and flat and clean and everything. It's just a brand new book. And here's the oldest book that I own, that I self-published. This is the first edition proof copy of Infantry Soldier. Oh man. This was even before the first editions were, like, technically released, because this is a proof copy. There are first editions out there. There's 12 that someone ordered. I don't know where those ended up at all, but I know that they ordered 12 of my book. Here is the first edition of Infantry Soldier. It is a matte finish, which I realized it looked way too dull for what I was going for, so the next edition I immediately changed it to gloss. The spine, the title on the spine has a drop shadow, which I don't know if you can see it. You might just be able to barely see that it's thicker. Might look a little blurry. Yeah, the title on the spine has a drop shadow that looks really gross. Just makes it look like your eyes are getting all bleary-eyed and like you've been reading too long. Yes, and the interior has only like one or two small edits, looks like. Wait, that's just a... trying to find one. Oh, there's a small line from pencil. So yeah, that's the oldest printed book that I have. This is the book I held when I first became an author. this is the book that I held. And it was printed in Middletown, Delaware, 17th of June, 2019. Yeah, that's the first edition of Infantry Soldier. It's been a long time since I've touched one of those.
And those are all the books, all the editions of the books that I've written. There are, of course, ebook editions of almost all of those. And yeah, the hardback edition of Red on White was also updated because of the cover issue that Amazon had. It's weird that their quality control was so low that they didn't notice that, but the cover's better now. Overall, it's just better in every way. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment. Well, comment if there's anything to comment on. If you want any writing advice, you can comment down below. Um, or if you just want to know where you can buy my books, there's a link in the description. And yeah, Happy New Year's. And see you next week with an actual like vlog where I will be dying from sleep deprivation while writing a book. See ya, bookworms!